Hi, folks. This is Mac. So, uh, today is our first session, and you can see that I already upload all the relevant documents and things. So, here is your project story, which I uploaded, and there is other very important two document I uploaded. One is a template catalog item for the when you actually in reality when you actually, as I mentioned earlier, that in reality when you design any kind of a catalog item, you need to interact with the stakeholders and the end user, because you need to uh, design a catalog item in a way which can represent the expectations to the end user. If it is not match the expectation, then even if you build a good catalog item with a workflow and other things, at the end of the day, the end user is not going to use it, so the adoptions rate is going to be very low. So that is not a good practice. So it is very important that before you uh, create any kind of catalog item, you need to go through the documentation. So if you are working in operations level, like in client space, you need to go through the implementation documentation which is provided to the client when ServiceNow was implemented, so that you can understand what kind of expectations um, they want. Uh, on the other hand, if you are working in a partner space, you obviously partner space, they have their own template, but this is the template um, that you can find on Now Create. So I downloaded from Now Create and uploaded here because many of you know about Now Create documentations and some information success pack, which is very helpful in real scenario. And as I need to mention that in ServiceNow, whenever you design anything as a developer, you need to think about first what is the before you start doing any kind of configurations, changes, or any kind of code, or you need to write a code or design any flow, you need to first document everything based on the feedback from your stakeholder. And when you um, communicate with your stakeholder, it's important to maintain a record book or record document. So ServiceNow has very good Now Create site where they create lots of template, but uh, for the sake of our project, I uploaded this two template. You need to go through and read it and you need to understand it so that you can understand what you need to do in real life scenario or real enterprise scenario. So this is the thing, and I already shared it, and you need to uh, access and link the GitHub and create a repository from this, and then you can access all these things. Uh, so get back to this our case story. Uh, this case story that um, you see is regarding this is a case story regarding corporate access card, and it's relevant to the industry vertical retail industry. And I put a a dummy name Daily Essential Limited. So this is I um, construct this kind of a I came up with this idea about this kind of access card relevant to the retail industry because I feel that in this way you can understand that um, the request management is not only relevant to the internal or technical workflow. It can actually has lots of possibility for enterprise business workflow. Um, because what I believe and what I see from my experience that most of the company they use ServiceNow for the internal workflow. They do not interact or sometimes they not expand it to the business-based workflow. Uh, Even for after 4 or 5 years of using workflow of using ServiceNow, um, I saw that many enterprise they used it for internal purpose because they had a mindset even with the people who are actually developing and working over there as the admin as a developer that is regarding the ITSM this kind of a thing. So the reason for is that if you are um, a new ServiceNow learner or you are in between the things and also if you are working somewhere, you need to set up a mind that ServiceNow is a workflow platform. It's not a ticketing and other platform because that idea was like a you can talk about this was a very ancient concept. So if you talk about 7, 8 years back or 10 years back, yes, that was the initial um, scope where ServiceNow actually started the journey. But in 2024, 2025, and in this AI regulations era, and the ServiceNow platform expand um, in like a in a so elaborate and in so many dimension that it is now a front-end workflow platform you can consider. So for that, um, I choose this access card request because in ServiceNow, the request management and fulfillment, this framework designed for any request. It's not for the IT or incident or any other relevant IT related request. You can design any kind of request based on your enterprise or based on your company context or organization context. So anyways, so here I prepare a dummy retail company, Daily Essential, and they had, um, you can see here that they have um actually 4 types of employee groups. So, um, 4 types of employee group. So, one is full-time employee, the second one is manager, and the third one is head office employee, and the last one is casual worker. So, there's the user group, and every user group need corporate access card, and obviously because the user group is different, uh, so their role is different, their position in enterprise hierarchy is different. So obviously, um, we need different types of corporate access card based on the user group. Uh, so there's the thing, and then the I put some common core field, which is common for every employee groups. And then there is also, you can see in the document, group specific field for the group specific employee. And this is the development requirement, and also the detailed design workflow requirement, which is group-based approval workflow, and also there is IT security approval process. So here there is two tier of approval process. Actually, I I mentioned some of the technical step. Um, One is group-based approval, and another is IT security approval. Um, so this is my ServiceNow personal development instant. Another thing I just want to make clear, um, I mentioned that many of you already a new ServiceNow learner, some of you professionals working somewhere, either partner space or either client space, and some of you already. So by the term I tagging new learner means I assume that you already have your CSA certification and you want to learn more, because in ServiceNow the CSA or um, CAD or ITSM, this mainline certification is only going to be test is your basic to intermediate understanding of that. But in reality, in real life scenario in the job market, if you want to apply for a admin job in ServiceNow, they expect the advanced admin things from you. Um, so for those, you need some extra self-learning skill, and there is no certifications on advanced admin. As well, there is no certifications for advanced ITSM, but we know that ITSM has standard, professional, and enterprise suite, and there's lots of extra functionality over there. So I mean new learner by that, but if you are a completely new bias to ServiceNow, I believe this this case study is totally overhead concept for you. It everything goes going to be going to be a very hard year for you, because this I'm going to start from intermediate to advanced things, not from the basic. But if you are totally new by, if you're thinking to a coursing, then obviously you need to purchase the ServiceNow official course in order to get the voucher. But after that, in order to pass the exam, and also if you are thinking about speed up your ServiceNow dimensions, you want to enter the job market quickly, then uh, you can DM me or personal message me on LinkedIn. I have some selective courses for those. Is so that's the thing, nothing else. Other. So here, one thing I just want to make you clear that in ServiceNow uh, is a workflow platform, as I mentioned earlier. So, and in ServiceNow, the total platform, module dimension, different type of workflow on different dimensions, everything has based on two basic thing. Um, is class and the table. These two concepts. And this is also very good if you are learning and you want to, suppose you already have admin understanding of ServiceNow, how admin platform work, or you are a developer and admin, you want to extend your concept or extend your skill, then one thing you have to understand, and you need to learn new things because there's a lots of plugin and lots of artifact and like declarative tools, which if you can puzzle it, then it will give you uh, really innovative solutions with less work. But whenever you try to learn any new things in ServiceNow, you need to l- just go back to the class and table concept. And if you want to learn anything, obviously one thing is documentation, ServiceNow documentation. You need to go there and you need to dig up the concept over there. But whenever, but if you are totally, because what I believe that sometimes people are lost at what I need to learn, where I need to start. For if I want to learn a ITSM advance or some kind of a advanced admin, where I need to start. So anything you want to learn in ServiceNow, as I mentioned, that is based on the class and table concept. Everything in ServiceNow is about class and table. Um, that's why I also have a ServiceNow a digest, which I named table and columns. So this is my PDI. So you need to go sys dot metadata. So this is a table which is a very large table. So if you put sys.metadata list, it will take a long time to load up because it's all the things in ServiceNow. Um, like it's not about table. You know that most of you familiar with a sys.db object, that table. That, but this one I believe above that. So this is like a that table, all other things, everything, every bits and pieces in ServiceNow. That's why it's called metadata. So what I do that I type sys.metadata dot filter, because in this way I can quickly go to the filter instead of learning, instead of loading up all the things. So now it's a filter. So here I right. So as I meant, as we are dealing with for this case study is a request management. Um, so if we go click the application and we can say that we want application to kind of what is a request management. So you can see that there's no request management or application. There is only one thing, which is a workspace. But if you type incident here, then you can see there is a incident um, incident communication management workspace and then workspace. So and also incident ATF test. even if you type the problem, then also it comes up that as a workspace. But if you go through the table, mm, then table is incident. Okay, another is that here that sorry, if you go through the what is that? Okay, yes, class, yes, class. So you go through the class and then you can see that okay, first I just want to go through the table. No, no, because there is two table here. One is mm, is the application obviously. I don't know why application E. Okay, what I say is keyword are incident. Okay, let's run. Oh, this is totally 7,514. This is because this comes, it actually consider all the keyword, but I don't want that. What I want is say application, I believe. Mm, okay, so this is the application and application. Okay, okay, application with incident. Yeah. So incident management. So you can see there's the application name here, but so you can find that there's the incident application here. But if I just say that application start with suppose a request, okay, because it's a request management. So is there anything? No. So there is no applications of request, but you can see that there is the applications of incident and major incident. So what is the thing? But again, if I go to the all and again, if I reset the filter and now I am going to the class and if I say, okay, so now there is a big drop. Actually, there is a big choice list which is come as a drop down menu when you choose class. And here, if I try to see, okay, because we already and know that there is the applications which is coming up as the incident. So if I go to I, oh, now it's comes I, and in I, indexes, input, instance. See, there is no incident in the class, but there is the applications in as the incident, which is coming up as the application, but it's not coming up as a class. On the other hand, there is a, we saw earlier that when we put request we start with the application, there is no applications coming up. Um, uh, but now if we put here, so request is R. So here if we go, so RE record REP RE results. Let's see. Hmm. Oh, there is a request here. You see, a request parent mapping, um, but there is no request there. Mm, Even if we go to, okay, let's see whether there's a catalog item. Yeah, catalog item here. Catalog item is a class. Yes, this comes up. So if we run it, it can show you the application class. So here you can see there is the application. And so there is a class and there is the application. So class is catalog item, but application is not a catalog item. That means there is no applications in catalog item, what I believe. You see, if we go, because there is altogether 95 application where the class catalog item has been used. So out of 95, if we go at the end, all application is global. And even the display name is also different. Uh, there is nothing called, this is application means application is scope. It's not like that application's name, but I believe there is also a, believe package, is it package? Let's see. Yeah, package means application. Yeah, that's the thing I believe. So, but that's not an application, that's a package. Uh, so here there is nothing. Even if we go to the, let's say go to the earlier thing, mm, here is the application. We go to the, we just set it all. Again, reset it. If we reset it again, and then we apply the application. So here you see that application plus sign. So we just need that one, and then we just need application name. We start with, let's say, catalog. Okay. So catalog. Yeah. So let's see catalog. There is no application catalog. So there is no application exist in catalog. Similarly, there is no application exist uh, on request, but there is class exist. So so what is it? What is the thing? Um, so this is our I created a short ebook for this case, um, where I mentions that the classes is this and table is this. So you can see class is a C request, table is a C request. Uh, because if you go there, if you go here, then if I just go to the again reset everything and then go to table and then the table name start with, let's say, request. Okay, you see that table name come up. The class is tag. So what does it mean? It means that request is registered in ServiceNow instance as class and also it registered as table. So what is the thing? Is it the same thing or is it a different? So on my this short ebook, you will understand the thing of classes which I used, which we are going to use, or we need the concept of this in this uh, access corporate access card project. We are dealing with these classes and these table and components. So in ServiceNow, the class and table is very important you need to understand. And and it is a very kind of a, it will take a hour or 30 minutes to explain all the things. But because this is, we are not doing any kind of a learning sessions in terms of any concept, this is a case study for the short. I believe many of you who are working, they already know from their work experience. But if you are in the middle of journey of learning service now, what I can tell you that like even if you live in Australia or Canada or USA, or then obviously you have some retail store like in Australia we have Coles, we have Woolies. In UK also I believe there's a Woolies there, and also in US Canada there is um, Walmart, Costco I believe there. Um, so if you go to any of the retail store or think of then this kind of retail store, then if you ask anyone, hey, I'm looking for a deodorant or I'm looking for a toothpaste. where I can find it. They will tell you go to aisle number 4 or go to aisle number 10. Okay. Uh, except Aldi. Aldi store, I never go. One of the thing that I do not like Aldi, they do not have a standard organization. So, or that's why everything they put here and there. So it's very hard. There is no tagging over there. So it's very hard to find. And shopping experience is like a very bad. And but yes, they provide some cheap things. But in terms of shopping experience, I do not like Aldi. But for any other things, you if you do not find anything, if you ask anyone in Kohl's or if you ask anyone in Costco, they will tell you aisle number 3, or they will tell you sections. Go to section 0, go to personal item section or something like that. And when you go to aisle number 3 and 4 or section based on the whatever name they say, you can see that there is a big row and there is lots of item over there. So aisle number 3, and then you can see there's a lots of products and SKU item over there. So, or if you go to any library, then if you have a local libraries, then you can go to any local libraries in your area and you can ask that, hey, where I can find the fiction book. So then they will tell you fiction is on the fiction section, or fiction is on some, they have a different name. And when you go to that section, you can see there's a fiction book, there's a different types of fiction book, and they created 4 or 5 category of fiction book over there, and everything stored there. So by the time, what is class? Class is actually a concept, like in short term, what I can say. Class is a concept means mostly class is a kind of a sometimes is an intangible concept, not all the time, sometimes. So when you shopping at Coles or Woolies retail store in Australia or in UK, um, when you go to aisle number 4 because you want to find your toothpaste, um, you want to buy toothpaste actually. You can see that section 4 is just a concept as a tag, um, but there is a lots of product and SKU over there. So why they use so they use section 4 as a signage, and they organize some specific categories of item and SKU product over there. And one of the product is your toothpaste. So that's the easy way you can go, right? That's the easy way. So if you are unknown to the store, you can go to the section 4 and you can find your toothpaste over there. So that's the easy way. So it's a signage. So is there any physical value of section 4? No, there is no physical value. But yeah, there is a physical value of toothpaste, because toothpaste, you can hold the toothpaste, you can feel the toothpaste. It's a tangible item. Um, on the other hand, in the library, when you go to the kind of a fiction and non-fiction section, there is no tangible value of that section. But obviously, uh, there is a lots of books there, and you find a fiction book over there which is under some fictions category of books, and that books obviously has some value, you can feel it. So class is a concept, and it actually used in the ServiceNow database system as a signage concept. So when you so similarly, so when you say that a request or catalog, so it's a class, it's a sign. So when you go to the request, you can see, you can compare it to a row, and request is a signage. So you can see lots of request item over there, lots of things, but there is no value or tangible things you can feel it. There is no data you can store in the request. It's a concept. Actually, you create the catalog item in catalog. There's a maintain catalog, which is a different table over there. You cannot create any table or any things on SC request. It's just a concept. Uh, so now what is the table? As I mentioned, table is a physical things, like incident is a table. Um, Also another thing, um, a class can be a table as well. Um, so catalog item is a table, which is, I believe, uh, there is a, so catalog item is a table. Yes, this is I believe SC CAT item. So this is a table, and also this is a class. So what does it mean? It means that in database system, because ServiceNow is a bit of a SQL thing. So in database system, it in ServiceNow context actually, a class can be a table in some scenario, uh, but not all the scenario. Okay, but a table cannot be classes in all the time, in all scenario. So kind of a, if you are a science student, um, I remember in my from my childhood, we actually memorized a theory is called a kind of a acid is all acid is salt or some salt of acid, something like that. It's a kind of a litmus test of acid. Um, so similar kind of that. If you are uh, remember your science class from your childhood, you can remember it. So similarly here, so but it's very important concept that class and table. All you can say that classes are a kind of a metadata in ServiceNow. But all tables is not kind of a metadata in ServiceNow. Okay, so that is um, also another thing. I think some ladies here in here in this group or in this group. So for those lady, you can, if you are a cake lover, because recently what is happened that my son like cake, so uh, so I actually buy sometimes uh, some cake powder, which is an instant powder, but I need to bake it. So for the baking, and so if you are a bake, so for those you can relate it to the thing. So you can see here that this is a cookie. Okay, so if you only buy cookie, you cannot bake any cake in cookies because cookie is just this thing. Okay, you need a baking sheet which you put inside the bottom of this cookie so that and that baking sheet actually hold your material of cake, all the ingredients. So you can compare this cookie as a class and the baking sheet that you can see here as a table which actually store all the data, as I mentioned that if you only have the class without this, if you only have a cookie without a baking sheet, you cannot, it's not a meaning thing. It's actually not give any meaning to anything. But yes, it, if you use this cookie along with this baking sheet together, then obviously you can produce a beautiful cake based on ingredients. So ingredients here is your data. So similar, you can compare, you can relate the analogy to these things. If you, because I believe some of you are girls, so girls knows about cakes and all the things, so they can relate this. So similarly here. So so mm, uh, that's the main uh, thing that I want to make it clear. And I am going to, so today is also there is a, you can see this is a ebook, short ebook that I developed for this, but I didn't upload it on the GitHub. If you want, because I know some of you want, some of you don't want, but if you really want it, this ebook, which is around 21 pages, which can be helpful for you because there is lots of things I put here because you need to, which you can learn for the variable set table, what is the purpose for that, lots of relevant classes I mentioned. So if you really want this, then you need to uh, go through a article which is which I published last year on Table and Columns. There's a 300 plus subscriber here. So which is the thing of power of service offering and the catalog items. What is the thing? So you just go through and analyze the thing. If you click this, if you go to the article, then when you click it, then it can open this diagram for you to a lucid chart. So here, you need to analyze what is the things because there is a new functionality which is added on ServiceNow Zenado release with ServiceNow and catalog items. So you need to go through it and you need to read this article and just put your comment here on the article. And then when you put your comment here, then you just DM me that I analyze it, I put it, then I just give you the this short ebook, 22, 23 pages uh, to your personal message on LinkedIn. If you really want, that's not a mandatory, but if you have it, that's a good reference book for you because some of the things that I go through when we are when I'm going to actually resolve these um, access card things, you need that. It would be good because I'm not going to explain in details. I'm just tell this is the thing. If you want, then you need to go through this, or you can find it through the ServiceNow documentations or something. If you have that energy or something, it will be good for you as a learning space. So that's the thing. So then I'm going to give you this article link. That's also very important for your real life case scenario because um, obviously some interview questions gonna come up. Okay, that if some of you suppose interviewing and if I'm a hiring manager, I can ask you that um, suppose or tell me about a time when you do something innovative solution. Okay, then you can say that or what you think is innovative thing or can you describe anything which in ServiceNow is very innovative thing, or you can do it innovative. Then you can say, yes, in the past we can do blah blah catalog item workflow in this way, but there's another release because of these things which I learn, which I know from this, we can do these things very easily, and it can save everyone's time, and it's very good. So in this way, you can learn the things because that's the things you need to learn. When you do the case study, you can learn some real concept. So I put these things on my along with video with the posting here, and then you can go through that article and put your comments here, and then just a short form. I don't like any long comment. I just say what you like from this article. That's what your concept. Okay, so that's the thing. Then I will message me after that on my DM, or you can say something on this group LinkedIn. Then I will give you the short ebook, which is not which is optional, not required. But if you want it, then the only thing that is required for this to resolve the case, resolve these things, is this project story. And some of you already start working, I see. That's also very good. But it's not like that I'm putting these things, I want to expect something. I'm going to resolve all these things part by part in a part by part on-demand video basis so that you can digest it, you can understand it, and then you can change it. You can come up that, okay, you resolve it in this way, but if you have any question, you can put your comments on the this LinkedIn group's post. Then I can answer it to give my feedback on the next. So from the next video, this is today's an introduction video, and I believe the on-demand video is good because as we living in different time zones, everyone's here, so it's very hard to do a live sessions. So I believe on-demand would be good. So I'm going to do the on-demand sessions and resolve the things. On the next video, I'm going to solve the all the things on my PDI step by step, and I'm going to solve up to this, either up to 2 and SLA driven, this up to this. So we will configure, mostly doing the configurations things, and also doing some foundation data, configuring some foundation data, because as you see there is a different group, so we need to do some grouping and put some group members on this group. So configuring some foundation data, and also another thing I have planned, if I have time or energy at the end, that in real life time, whenever you do anything, any solution you design in a team or anything, you need to document the thing. So if you build a solution, you need to document. So I will tell you, if I have energy at the end, I'll try to upload a template or something, uh, how to record your solution concept, what is the formal way or best practice in ServiceNow, uh, because that's also very important thing. So anyways, guys, this is just the introductions video and things. So make sure you um, go to connect the things with the GitHub, and also if you want this beautiful 23-25 page short ebook for this for this case study, then make a comment on this article, which is also relevant to this case study solving. Okay, so I'll put this article link, and yeah, that's all the thing. Um, I will see you on my next video, which I'm going to be published within day or two. Thanks.